Oh,
Oh yeah,
well,
I'm
we've
like pro with this shit here.
we've turned over a new leaf, Mister
Boy, did
Cog.
I turn over a new leaf. Can you hear me okay? Hold on, let me save this file. I was starting a project because I wasn't sure if we were definite for today.
Yeah, we're always definite.
Oh well, I don't know. I get confused pretty easily.
Well, there's the issue.
In my days of my nights here,
Ah.
now I know what they felt like on the set of Night Court.
I always,
They really filmed that at night.
I, I always wanted to hit Roz from the back. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I just wanted her to look in the mirror and like hit it from the back, and
yeah.
I don't know.
Yes, I always
Roz.
watched it for Ball. I liked watching that. He always seemed kind of silly.
Yeah.
All right, what am I gonna call this here? Mash potato up.
You've been busy.
You'll have to wait to see what that one's gonna be.
So we're gonna kick this one off with just straight tech
We're
talk.
gonna start a new project here, and I'm going to press record on the microphone here.
This
and
is
I'm going
awesome.
to have you. I'm going to pump up the volume of my speakers and encapsulate you in the microphone, and hopefully pick you up on the recording.
Oh, this is hot radio. This is
So
hot
I
radio.
could always just like cut and then back up the audio track and see what like replay it while we're still conversating.
This means a lot to me.
Well, let me just have a little quick trial here to see if you get picked up on the microphone. So if you want to just say a few catchphrases, a couple of rhetorical catchphrases while I got the rolling here now.
So, Craig, leave.
All right, that's enough.
Fucking
All right.
Craig.
Let me see if it picked you up.
Piece of shit, Craig.
Pump up the volume of my speakers and encapsulate you in the microphone and hopefully pick you up on the recording.
Hot radio.
So I could always just like cut and then back up the audio track. I'm not repeating myself, so like replay it. This is
Oh. Now.
Oh, there you are.
A lot to me.
That was you. Well, let me just have a little quick trial here to see if you get picked up on the microphone. Do I really sound like that? Say a few catchphrases, a couple of rhetorical catchphrases while
I like this.
This is excellent here now. So
I mean, this is probably the best episode in the making.
Leave. All right, that's enough. Yeah, I don't know. You're very like you come through, but it's lower in volume for sure. So it'll be like it'll be choppy. It'll be like up and down, up and down, up and down. Kind of hard to. I'd have to equalize it somehow.
Yeah, you definitely got to equalize.
Yeah, we'll just stick with Craig for now, maybe.
So this is an alternative to Craig?
Well, yeah, we could still use Discord to conversate.
Yes.
Have the connection and then just record it using this, but I'm sure there's a way I could record direct from my screen and
I see where we're headed here.
You know, like I know I was trying to do the tutorials. Oh shit!
Tutorial.
Oh yeah!
Harry Anderson,
Yeah, and Dave.
Karen Austin,
Dave, what was that? What was his name? Dave Anderson? Oh, Harry
uh,
Anderson. It was
David
Harry
La
Anderson.
Lariquette,
Dave Barry. Dave Barry. That was it.
Richard Mall,
Yeah, Dave Barry I was thinking of.
Dave Barry of
Yeah.
of
I think
the
he came
Strawberry
later.
Clan.
Yeah.
Yes. Let me get a look at Roz here. Let's see if I think. I think
Yeah,
it.
I'm gonna have to see what you're looking at here. I haven't really seen anything Night Court related in quite some time. I don't know why I
Me
thought
neither.
of that. I don't know why I thought of that reference.
Well, it reminds me of If's 1995.
Cast deaths. Huh.
Hmm.
Some of them are dead. Go figure. Who would have thunkin'?
Huh. I
Yeah.
know Mr. Lurkett had a difficult.
Oh, I got a picture of I'm gonna have to put this picture aside for later. Save image. Yes, I want to
Good.
save that. That is a good image.
Through the blizzard of comments that I have to pilfer through at the Breaking Wind Dialogue Show YouTube channel, you know, it's clear that the fan favorite is Tech Talk. So
Is it?
yeah, I'm sure we have a lot of happy investors right now.
Oh,
because we just jumped right into the Tech Talk. I didn't even get a chance to.
It's the real meat and potatoes of the whole. It's like the whole behind the scenes thing. You know, everybody likes what like the show of how the show is being made.
Oh yeah, the cutting room
like
floor footage.
The behind the scenes true Hollywood story. You know, that's like the real. You know, like they want to see like reality TV. They don't want to see like.
Yeah, they don't want to see the production.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes they want something with the laugh track, but most people prefer reality TV nowadays.
Well, it sounds like pretty soon you're going to be working on some pretty serious BWD CGI.
Well, I was playing around with the green screen earlier today, and I'm thinking of getting some green makeup to put on my face.
Fun. Fun.
Yeah, so there's that. And I'm thinking of I don't know if you have any experience with Adobe, doing animation with Adobe, or what do you use? Do you do any animating?
Well, I had a Mexican friend once.
That was his name, Once. Once Valdez.
Yeah. And he was in high demand.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It was kind of like Leo Getz.
Oh yeah, Leo Getz.
But Once is he probably had the lowest rent in the desert.
Look at this sassy black lady. She's a judge. She's a judge.
She's the bailiff,
let
right?
Everybody know. Well, no. Well, that's a different. I'm talking about the black lady with the short, white person
with the short penis. The black lady with the short penis.
Yeah, like she's got like white lady hair. She doesn't have like an afro. She's like the black Judge Judy.
Bluty. Judge Bluty.
Judge Bluty, yeah. What's her name here?
I mean, I'm on the edge of my seat.
Well, it's not Harry Anderson, I can tell you that.
Harry Anderson.
Yeah, it's not that guy. It's the black. Well, I guess she's a bailiff in one episode, and then the other one, she's the judge here.
Well,
huh?
There was Night Court had a long run. They even had didn't they have a flat Earth? No, that was Barney Miller. Barney Miller had a flat Earth episode. Now, Barney Miller may be before your time.
Yeah, I didn't really watch any of that stuff. I was more like outside playing in the woods, getting in trouble.
I don't even think you were born.
No, probably not. I mean, I still watch a lot of older stuff.
Yes.
But
yes, Flat Earth Truth in Barney Miller. Because when I'm looking for truth, I go to Barney Miller.
Yeah, well, that's the ultimate source for anything good. I mean, Hollywood really knows everything about
when it comes, they cornered the market on truth.
They have it. They know it, and they play with it openly.
Yeah, and they give it freely.
And yeah, they distribute it and let us pick through it at our disposal. It's here for it's for our benefit, really.
Well, I've become enlightened, enriched, financially successful because of it. It's replaced my family. It's increased my productivity.
Has it?
And it's introduced me to new ways of stimulating my adrenal glands.
Little blue pill.
The best part is it turned me into a chronic masturbator for probably 15, 20 years.
Oh, that's all?
It's a work in progress.
Would you just give it up or
I got tired.
Yeah.
The problem was that my vision was so poor and the hair follicles on my palms became so thick that I couldn't actually grip what was left of my mutilated penis.
Oh, that's the worst.
It is the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's just,
That's why you got to start doing that hands-free tantra, just meditate yourself into an orgasm.
I was hoping somebody'd come up with an app.
It's like a sprinkler, like when you don't have your hands on it, it's kind of like free to just go wherever.
Well, and then if you got a little bit of jump control, if you control those like involuntary muscles, you can really impress the ladies.
Well, it's more like a like a sprinkler, like it kind of just goes. Like real general area, so you won't get like those hardened spots like in the carpet, like
the crop circles. Yeah,
you won't have that one big crop circle. You'll just have.
You can diversify your bonds.
Yeah, it's like a dusting, a sprinkling all over the place instead of like
a cum trail.
Yeah,
and aerosolized.
It's harder to detect, because it's just dispersed in a bigger area. That's
right. Well, we're talking about surface area here, and
right.
Generally, I'll take an aerator from the nozzle of a kitchen or say bathroom faucet. I'll take that mesh aerator out of there, and I'll just fashion it around the tip, and that'll. At the height of orgasm, the release will aerosolize the ejaculate, and really you
cum trails.
you basically create a lot of conspiracy theories really quickly. I think that's how Robin Williams died, isn't that? Story?
Yeah, I think he was on that flight.
was it the Kung Fu guy? I can't. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's tight. Too tight of a grip. I heard.
I think that's what he had, that Kung Fu grip.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cut off the circulation.
Oh boy, I
Yeah,
missed you. It's been maybe more than a week. A lot has
yeah, a
happened.
little bit,
Oh,
a skosh more than a week.
yeah.
Yeah,
Who's counting? Time's just an
you know,
illusion.
it's the fucking blur.
I
Just the
uh
blur.
I notice you're incredibly productive.
Well,
There's new
surprisingly
channels with new
not.
names. Hmm?
Surprisingly not. You know, I you would think that I would be more productive, but I'm sure I have the appearance of being productive.
Yeah, yeah. Your
But
digital output gives the impression that your actual productivity is high. So
yeah,
it's really a remarkable Hollywood feat to create that kind of illusion.
yeah, I still have more things to do than ever. In fact, the list just keeps growing. But for some reason, I'm just like caught in the trance that is the computer screen,
Oh,
and
amazing.
it's just like I don't know if it's just like a form of consumption, like
Yes.
uh,
Infinite consumption.
like to digest, to produce something is consuming in the same,
Yes.
like I
Well,
have I have the thirst to like consume the need to produce videos, something to that effect.
I guess it's like drinking seawater.
Yeah, I don't. Well,
The more
maybe
you drink, the thirstier you get.
I was
So
gonna say.
let's
I was
have
gonna say
beans for
it's
every
close to
meal.
like. I was gonna say it's more like cut up hot dogs.
Yeah,
But
basically. I mean, you can't get more storage space than that.
well, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's hard. Like
It's hard times for
like
mumbles.
reading books. Like I was reading this book, and it's like like I still get like caught in that fucking I don't know what you want to call it, paradox or
Mm-hmm.
wormhole. Like
Mm-hmm.
like the thoughts that I wake up with, or like the thoughts that I have, present. Seem to be what like pours out of the page every fucking time. I'm like, I'll pick up the book like one day, and then like one day to the next, and it follows whatever my thought process seems to be, and it'll be like
Yeah.
completely different things. Like I'll be just strumming along, and then I'll have like Back to the Future in my head and start reading the book again, and it's like, well, there's all the Back to the Future references. I was, like, why
Yes.
were they there before I was thinking of Back to the Future, or am I making this? And then I get into like, well, maybe what we think is the waking state is really the sleeping state, and the dream state, and the dream state is, my waking state, but I think it's my awoken state, but really it's my dream state. So that's why I'm able to alter it as and like I'm creating it, and because I am creating it because it's a dream.
So, for the benefit of the audience, I'd like to explain to you how cleverly Mumbles transitioned from Tech Talk to Mumbles.
That was clever. That was a
I
clever one.
mean, you seamlessly guided us from
Was that
the
seamless?
the the very brain heavy mathematics of Tech Talk and just eased us on into Mumbles.
Yeah.
Mumbles Corner. And I wonder sometimes as you describe these precognitions or
Yeah.
in real time. It's almost like a team effort between yourself and yourself and yourself. I wonder if, like, Hollywood has capitalized on the power of story, and there's really only one story, and there's really only one motion, which is what do you got? The white hat and the black hat. You got the blue and the red. You got the negative, the positive. You got the, what is it? The cathode and the anode. You,
Those are two things. Yeah.
right, and then but it creates a flow, so that just like there's not a north pole and a south pole, but there's a flow, there's a suck, and then there's a spit.
Yeah. There's
There's a
everything
eat
in
and a shit.
between. Everything in
And
between.
so no matter what,
And a mile in between. It's like,
no matter what point you come into the story, it still fractalizes into the same story. So if you're thinking about Back to the Future and you're in this sort of concentrated, you're you're focusing on a story, it seems you can look at any story or any conversation or grammar, language, or a relationship, or employment, or just dynamics between a dog
yeah.
and a donkey, and you'll be
Right.
able to see the flow. And it appears to our mechanical mind to be something that we created, when in fact we're just watching Barney Miller and Night Court over and over and over and over, and
Yeah.
we're condemned to infinite repetition, and to kind of snap out of it. Maybe to fall asleep is to kind of snap out of it, get your wits about you, and then you wake
Well,
up.
yeah. That's
And
kind of like what I was, when I made that video about Pan's Labyrinth.
did you now?
I don't remember. I think I
think I did.
I probably thought I made it, and it probably didn't come off that way at all to
I
anybody.
love that you create things that you already
Well,
could
because
predict, but then maybe you didn't
Pan,
actually manifest to everyone else.
yeah, maybe I didn't actually do it. Maybe I dreamt I did it. But no, like the reverse of pans is snap, and pans and snap, and
Or pan and
thought
nap.
I
Pan
thought
and
we were
nap.
talking. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So did we talk about this, or did I put something out? I thought I put
Now,
something out about that, but
my name is Retardica, so I don't know. Did you talk to Retardica about this?
like I don't know if I talked about it or if I made a video about it. And if I made a video about it, it's gonna be hard for me to find because
I'm
I don't
not
really
sure if
know
I ate that or if I shoved it in my ass, but
filing system is a little discombobulated.
you did turn
So,
over a new leaf today, didn't you?
uh,
You're ready.
ready? Yeah, I did
Set.
something about Pan's snap, nap, and snapping out of it. About it, snapping out of the nap of Pan's, and like
Pan's Lab.
labyrinth, Peter
Yes.
Pan's labyrinth. It's
Oh, now okay. Now
I don't
we're hitting pay
remember.
dirt. We're
I
hitting
don't
pay dirt.
remember
Peter Pan.
exactly. I don't remember exactly what I put it all together as and packaged it as, and then like I have deleted videos in the past, so I don't know if it's even out there still.
You know, this is the beauty of Mumble's poetry. There's no boundaries.
Well, it's like that. It's like that movie Paycheck. It's
Oh
like I
yeah, great flick.
get all fucked up on mushrooms, and I leave myself clues for later.
Well, All I can say is thank God for Staples. It's really enhanced our broadcasting appeal.
Oh, it's fun. It's good times.
And I can feel sort of a renewed spirit in your voice, Mumbles. I could
Oh,
like a rejuvenated, like a youthful spirit,
yeah? Oh,
back like the good old days.
yeah.
Remember,
No.
remember those, or did I dream that?
Yeah, I always have that issue, you know.
Oh yeah, you do.
But yeah,
But I'm right there with you, just holding your hand.
yeah.
Just hold your
So
head. You're on the bedside. It's like it's gonna be
yeah,
okay.
yeah,
It's gonna be okay. Let me just put my balls in this bucket.
right. You know,
Yeah.
how do you know if you're sleeping or not? You know. So it's
Yeah.
like
Who knows?
likewise, how do you know if you're even like if you're alive or not, or you know, maybe we're like I was thinking about this pretty deep the other night. I
Deep's
like
the only way.
well, like the enchantment under the sea. You know, it's like we're dead, right? So like I asked my buddy if he was a co-op, and I don't think he got why I asked him if he was a co-op.
A co-op.
And when I was asking him if he was a co-op, I was talking about, a co-op as in the departed, as in
Yeah.
like are you dearly departed? Like me, I'm departed.
Yeah.
So we're all just playing departed and we're dead already and we're lost at sea. And like, like kind of like how they like would ferry the souls, and like so
Yeah.
we fell off the fucking boat and we just sunk to the bottom, or we had to walk the plank and we sunk to the bottom because we did something wrong or whatever, or because we just simply have gone mad, and you just have to lost
Pretty.
in, lost in the abyss, and we just got to find ourselves in
Well, it's
this.
pretty interesting. You just told us the world's oldest story, except you replaced the sea with the space between the heavens and the earth, right? Which is the infinite ethereal to the infinite dense.
Well, but
So
that's what it is.
you fell out of a boat in your story
I think
where
that sea
uh
was the dark, like how I don't like the sea is just like analogous to the ether, like
yeah,
we're all in the water, we're all submersed in it.
yeah, we're all in the
The
pool.
only way we can explain it is by talking about the water, as like another
That's it.
substance, right? Like, so it's not like any different. Like, it's just analogy.
It's the
So
same story, and that's what I'm saying.
yeah,
That's
right.
what our
So, but
that's the breaking point between like the hyper logical, the hyper mathematic, the ones and the zeros and
right.
the adding and adding and adding and multiplying,
Well, what
and
you were saying before,
the
yeah,
poetic. So
right,
there's always the flux between the hyper mathematical and the hyper
yeah,
poetic, and
yeah.
that's the limit of where we can go.
The flux capacitor that you can find after you fall off the toilet.
Mallory.
Well, like you were saying earlier, like about there's only one story. I'm saying like, well, what all stories are
Uh-huh.
the story, right?
Exactly.
All
So
stories are the story.
that's what I mean about it fractalizes. No matter how deep you go into that, cheap 1990s, uh, neon colored computer program where the same fractal
Yeah,
shape expands into the same fractal shape, and you listen to some
right.
Terrence McKenna. It's
Yeah,
that
yeah.
that is the story. That is the flow. That is the birth canal. That's the shit coming out of your ass. That's the
But what is the
well, I guess
the,
it's LMNOP.
well, did you watch my transcendentalism of the?
Nigga, didn't you hear me? I said it's the LEL 37 times two, bitch, 74, God, BD. I was like, oh shit, that my nigga right there doing that mathematics. He's doing that Hasidic shit, son.
Oh, but like you saw, like the hidden, right? So like the thing is, like the deuce is hidden, right? So now you got the T and the H and the E, and it's like the 7 and the 8, right? So the T is 7 and the 8 is the H, and then the E is the transcendental 2.71848484848 or some shit like that.
Some shit like that.
But now, since we're dealing with the 3 letters, we're only gonna go to the three decimal, like 3 places after the decimal point, right? So
something like that.
What we basically have is a mirror. We have a 2 floating out in space, and then the mirror of the 7/8 and the 7/8.
Yep, and that's
the two being the fold.
And now what you're doing is you're mathematically describing the flow from the suck to the spit, the pull to the push. You're describing the action, right?
Well, it's like the X, like, I don't know why. I mean, I guess I could see why X would be 10, but like X marks the spot.
And the cross,
and that should be a 2. I mean, it's just 2 lines intersecting, and
but then you can start circling things and putting lines in there, because you can say there's 5. You can say there's
an asterisk, and it's just like a tight fucking bunghole, is what it is.
Well, here we are back again.
And you got the Elohim.
That was one of my favorite videos. I was like, this is short and sweet. Elohim, my hole. I was like, I'm gonna give that guy a thumb. I mean,
it's so simple. It's so easy and it's simple. Like what is an ascended master, really? Somebody that's having a good time with their ass up in the fucking out in the breeze, fucking letting their asshole get some fucking sunlight. That's all.
That's all it is. I mean, case closed.
Just get that asshole tan,
Yeah, I mean,
fuck.
Boom, done. How are we gonna do? How are we gonna do a season 3? I mean,
I don't know. How do you follow that up? How do you follow it up? I don't know.
I mean,
between the potatoes that look good enough to fuck.
It's a miracle. It's a miracle we can happen, man. This is a miracle.
The live super chat fucking money shot.
Oh boy. I mean,
did you see that one today?
Oh, what did I not see, brother?
I don't know.
There's only one channel on my TV, and it's called what is it? The first one off YouTube. No more computers. It's like,
isn't it?
It's like UHF. I'm going through the channels.
Just falls off out of the mouth. It's very catchy.
Well,
it's got a nice ring to it.
It all comes down to branding.
Yeah.
Which was kind of the demise of our new project, which was Craig Cleaves. Craig's left assholes.
Yeah, you didn't seem very excited about Craig's cleft castle.
Well, I mean, excitement is, founded on a basic understanding, and I guess I just lacked the basic understanding.
Well, a cleft asshole is kind of the play that I was aiming at. That Craig is like a cleft asshole.
But I'm familiar. I'm familiar with that, but I don't know what a cleft. I don't know what a cleft asshole is. I guess in all my years, I never kind of.
like a cleft lip is? You know what
I
a
know a
cleft lip?
cleft,
So
sure.
it's like having a lip over your asshole. So it's like really hard to wipe, and it's really annoying because like you always have an itchy asshole because you
So
can't
this,
really clean it. So it's like an annoying thing.
so I do
That's
have, uh, so
you know,
I
you know,
have a,
you see the Big
so
Lebowski. Come on,
well,
you don't know the dude. You don't know dude talk. You don't know dude
well,
language.
I take in a lot of data. I have a limited processor. I mean, it's good for what I need to accomplish. I keep
But
things
yeah,
simple. You know, I simplify it every step. I got a friend named Mumbles
right.
has, you know,
You've got a friend in me.
I've got a friend in you.
Yes.
Um
Yeah, according to sources, well, like the Big Lebowski, the dude, like as he would say, a cleft asshole is like an annoying prick, I guess, something to that
well,
effect.
again,
Uh,
somehow that book got lost on the shelf. But
well,
but
I probably have a copy.
you know, I have a I have a yeah, I'm sure you do if you can find it.
Yeah.
You're collecting all the books and
Yes.
and you organize them, but you forget where
Underline
you
every
put them.
word.
I mean, you were underline every word and circle every syllable and then flip it on its head and then turn it into numbers. No wonder you
Yes.
can remember anything you
Well, yeah, that's all that they call that uh, proper
have.
sentence structure,
Yeah.
parse syntax grammar.
Which is the, you know,
So,
the universal language from what I understand.
well, yeah, that's the quantum grammar. Basically, the codices or the codified language behind the language that basically tricks us into all these adhesion contracts without us knowing. So the way
Well,
these words are built are really what they call parse or syntax, or like how Mumbles likes to break things up like phonics, like how he was hooked on phonics and breaks everything up like a fucking dyslexic retard that
mm-hmm,
eats too much sugary fucking cereal. And
mm-hmm.
so like you label all these little parts, and then you realize that these parts are really characters on their own, and they have their own special little meaning. And um
Stories within stories within stories within stories.
yeah, it's all just bullshit on paper. At the end of the day,
It never ends.
everybody has to pay per piper.
Gotta pay the
Hey,
piper.
piper paper.
Clean
toilet,
wiper.
toilet piper.
Yeah, you know. So I mean, it basically kind of if it's a, it's like when you put a video camera up in front of a television screen and record it, you get that visual feedback. That's basically the working model of the Mumble system.
Well,
You're getting
yeah.
everywhere slower than ever. Where
Well,
I
yeah.
use a system where I get nowhere faster than ever.
Well, there's nowhere to go, and
Exactly. You,
there's no hurry to get anywhere.
it's the eyes looking into the mirror and then just
So it's
reflecting
just
back
like
at you. So that's what these
Omni,
screen mirrors are. These black
Omni,
rectangles just looking
you
at
know,
yourself. You see what you want to
Omni,
project. Omnibus.
omnipresence. What's omnibus? I remember that from something. Omnibus.
I don't know. I think it flew into Tower 8. Maybe that was the first World Trade Center bombing in the parking deck. Oh, so much dust.
It's
Did
just a
you
big
remember
fucking
you remember that you remember that
bus.
fucking footage downtown? All right, so they had everyone prepared to be like running from the dust, right? And there was a you know, the financial district. They have those they're not bodegas. They're just giant markets that are kind of like all-purpose, whatever.
Yeah,
Just whatever.
fucking
They're
fruit
kind. They're
fucking buffet where you get like seven, eight,
yeah,
$9 a
yeah.
pound for fucking
And
cantaloupe and shit. Yeah.
and clearly something stuck out to me a long, long time ago before I was paying attention to anything. I just taken everything kind of at face value. Always, I've always been on the outskirts of whatever. But something that always stuck out was that the dust is coming down the canyon of buildings, and everyone's running into the bodega or whatever, the store, and it's one fucking guy gets in at the last minute before the dust cloud covers the door, and it's
Yeah.
and it's this chubby Hasid, and he's like, and he sits down on the floor. He's leaning up against the Good Humor ice cream freezer, that's
Yeah.
like right below the cash register, and
Right.
he's sitting on the floor like spread eagle, like, oh. It was just like, it's like, you never see Hasids in these compromised positions. It's
Oh
like,
no.
it's like,
Talk about
and I go,
comedy and tragedy.
oh my God. And so I was like, I go, I gotta watch that again. I just could never find it again.
Oh
It's
no.
somewhere on there. It's gotta be common
Oh,
footage.
I thought you witnessed this firsthand.
No,
Oh,
this is where I was. No,
okay.
this is like when you start to watch things like the
Yeah, yeah.
Harley guy, and then who was what are the other sort of classics from 2001?
Richie from Boston. I don't know.
No, just like from the footage or whatever. This sort of that contrived footage where they obviously had plants to record as the demolition was happening.
Yeah, I haven't really watched any of that
Oh
stuff in
God,
a long.
it's hilarious when you back. It's like watching King Kong fight Godzilla from 1931,
Yeah,
and it's that stop animation, and you're like, "Holy shit, this is remarkably retarded." And
yeah.
and it's just the hindsight is
$20.20.
it's 2020, bitch. Suck it, trumped.
Yeah. Well,
You got trumped.
that's
Biff.
the whole Corona thing. It's like
Unbelievable. Yeah, and this is
kind of like I think it's trying to tell people like, hey, time is just it's not really going anywhere.
yeah. So kill yourself and
Yeah, just
and make it profitable for us.
yeah, make Festivus for the rest of us and get the fuck out of the way. Leave your shit behind. We'll rummage through your shit when you're gone.
That's it.
Take what we fucking want and fucking leave the rest in the garbage heap.
Hey, you want to seamlessly transition into some of Retardica's new ideas?
Yeah, what do you got going on? You cooking something in the pressure cooker over there?
Well, I've been sitting on this for a while. It's just sort of a little
fucking pop there.
Little personal theory of my own that I don't share with people very often, but I'm known around town for the skill of pattern recognition, and
Really?
yeah, everybody knows me, and
Everybody. All right.
and I've developed a sense of discernment, a lot like Mumbles. You go through a book and you use discernment, and you're able to pick out Marty McFly from the chaff, and you build your stories, you see the stories, you take the ride.
Yes.
And these certain patterns of like how funguses and yeasts take over a system, and then applying that to a larger scale and a more complex form, say the human form, and you look at governments for what they are, which is perhaps farms, and language containers and concept containers, and you have an endless supply of positive and negative flow through the stories, charge and discharge, and we can use concepts like money and culture and things like this to tweak or fine tune the charge and discharge of the capacitor. And intergenerationally, the memory is lost or built. For just a quick example, children growing up now will have a completely different perception of what a government is, or what the transfer of money is, and things like this. It's very easy to reset people through traumatic mental trauma and physical discomfort. So systematically, you repeat these patterns on about 100-year cycle, where the collective memory has been reset, erased, told a new story, but it's the same story, the same pattern. You keep it in a book where both the law of the world and what would you call, like, the ethereal rules of engagement are contained in one tome, and depending on how you read it, interpret it, and apply it practically, you can either control or let go of control. The point being, the people of France, specifically Paris, France, which was apparently a glorious city with beautiful architecture and advanced uh, thought and techniques of whatever, was known for its, what do you call that, focus group. It's known for its bourgeoisie. What's some other words that sound French? Is known for its revolutionary renaissance. It's like a cultural renaissance. And it was infiltrated, and now today it is dismissed as a bunch of snooty pieces of shit who can't defend themselves. That's the general Americanized. Our farm perceives them as very rude, sexually liberated, bicycles and baguettes, and tiny mustaches, and striped shirts, and canals, and shit like this. Maybe they don't have canals. They got canals. A lot, and sexual depravity and things like this. So my theory is, using New York as a model presently, while all faces are covered. And remember, in 2001, with immigration and things like this, certain groups, they had their faces covered to hide their identity under the guise of a religious text. It's a wonderful way to disguise your gender, your big nose, or perhaps your beard or your tits, or whatever it is that you're passing through what's called security. And basically it's a transfer of labor, and also moving certain groups of people to certain places under the veil of chaos. So I believe that a certain group of people went into this city, whatever, France, which is popular for beheadings and revolutions and all of these ideas, right? These are the stories. The economy was taken over incrementally through the introduction of certain bloodlines, and intergenerationally from the inside out, taken over the same way a fungus or a yeast would, choking the flow through economics, collapsing the indigenous people of that area, basically destroying the old and the weak, leaving the younger generation to re-indoctrinate and integrate into the new economy through desperation and civic duty and government pride, what they call that nationalism. And at the same time, it becomes an open free zone for to let in it's a playground. It's a Disneyland where your people can come in through immigration or fear or whatever it is. Some big push of a population. You just cover your schnoz and you come into a beautiful city and you reestablish it, and it's your playground for the next 100 years or whatever, and you got what you wanted. You took a beautiful thing, you took it over, you sucked it dry of its soul and its spirit, and
Right.
then you got to just like shit on yourself and complain and become a symbol of uh, assholism for the rest
Right.
of the world. And then you move it on to, let's say, Russia, and then it's this country's turn, which is just a big farm. It's just an opportunity. You're creating these structures. You build the railroads to create an economy, like Mumbles has explained before. You build a little structure and you call it a bank, or you call it you get a restaurant, you get a bar, you get a hotel. You create tourism. You fill it up with people. You let the people go in there and behave egregiously. You give them what's called the illusion of freedom. They behave like fucking pigs. Then you use that as an excuse to go in there and discipline them, line them up, and they become very unhealthy. So they're very easy to inject with poisons that can incrementally weed them out. You lock the families apart from one another. The old people die. You say, oh, well, old people are dying because of this mysterious virus, when in fact it's the isolation and it's an extermination of the weak. And because guess who's first in line to get their injection, and they're so happy? The overweight and the feeble are the first in line. And I'm in an environment right now where there's people who are making like more than what's seven figures? Is that a million? Like eight figures? I'm overlapping with some hyper affluent people now. I'm not celebrating in the spoils, but I'm listening to what they're saying. So the most unhealthy people and the richest people are the first ones in line to take their they're begging, they're so proud. It's an amazing thing. And I kind of sit back and I go, yeah, maybe maybe that's the whole fucking thing, man. Like, is to keep your wits about you.
Yeah.
And somehow Mumbles and Retardica are the big winners in the scheme of things. What did we really lose in this situation? So the demolition. I haven't been in Manhattan in a year. I started going into Manhattan. It's all empty. I knew Soho was being empty. They had everything boarded up because they made everyone nervous. The Donald Duck is gonna rile people up and they're gonna fucking riot. But what happened? They took the boards off all these buildings, and now the buildings are empty. There's nothing there. All the luxury services, Chanel's and whatever, they've all disappeared. Now I'm up on Union Square. Everything's empty except Chinese nail salons,
Right.
and a couple of the big chains, the CVS's, where you can get your flu shot still, thank God, for free.
Oh yeah.
Every fucking neighborhood, I had no idea. I thought it was just a couple of neighborhoods. Apartment prices have dropped. Everything's fucking empty. There's all these luxury buildings.
Yeah.
Empty.
Okay.
So what happens next? Like,
you tell me. When's Bill Gates gonna step in and buy Manhattan? You tell me.
No, I think it's already been sold. Been sold, and the money has changed hands. And now is the opportunity for the fucking rich brats to come flying in, the new shipment of people. What is it? Our friend Dave Dave Johnson, he repeats the same shit over and over again about it's something like military demolition, strategic relocation. But
Yeah,
it's
that's
pretty
cool.
apparent that it is strategic relocation of
Yeah.
giant populations, which
Look, if I was a filthy rich fucking motherfucker, and I had the thoughts and opinions that I had now, and I had it within the means to fucking buy and inhabit an entire island of like-minded people that I thought were
amazing.
could benefit me, then yeah, why not?
Yeah, so that's what it is. And now you have not the people who are kind of more even keel, or the younger people. These I don't know whatever's after a millennial.
Yeah.
They're acclimated to the screens and the phones, and they're acclimated to the touchless technologies. They're acclimated to covering their faces when told so.
Well, what's a utopia? You know, like what's a utopian
Ex-
society?
exactly. So this is the
That's been,
goal. This is
it's
the
been,
goal of the hyper mathematics.
well,
They're getting what they want. They get what
going
they
way too
want.
fast. You're just going way too fast. You got
Who's
to
going
break.
way too fast?
You're going all over. You're just
Yeah.
leaving the dust here. I can't even process.
Oh, this is what I love.
So now, like medicine, what does that mean?
I don't know. Can you turn the M into a 3 and then we get a
Oh
three
well, I'm
three?
just, it's pretty basic. It's like medi, um, has the Latin root. Medi is middle. Uh,
Okay.
Now you have a lot of English words that start with medi, including mediocre, and
Oh, oh,
media, media,
oh,
another
yeah.
one,
That's
and
a good one.
medieval, like
Medieval.
a fake era of history. And so now you have medi meaning middle, and then what is sin? Sin, I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
besides it being sin, it's also a sign, like the
Well,
wave. So
and
now the
then to
middle of the wave is like the flat line. And
yeah.
the flat line is like you're dead. So now
There we go.
we're trying to resuscitate this. I don't know. What do you think? You think the
Resuscitate.
resuscitation is like the actual, you know, poison, and you think it's gonna just like eugenics, like they're gonna, or you think they're gonna get in line and get the vaccine, and it's actually gonna be good for them?
Well, the propaganda here has been like so heavy. Even it. Okay, so one thing I noticed, I was in Japan when they did the Barack to Donald Duck transition. That was 2006. One thing I noticed was that all of the online advertising completely changed. Like you don't get the commercials on YouTube, but there's these commercials that just consistently interrupt, and it's the same thing over. It's like old AM radio where it's just the same fucking thing over and over again. Sometimes it's pushing the fear button. Sometimes it's pushing just a propaganda. Sometimes it's just repeating just products. Grammarly is a product that
Yeah,
corrects your language so that you homogenize how you speak, so you can
yeah.
impress, this sort of thing. But one thing happened with this last transition from Donald Duck to the new whatever. Everyone is all the fags and everybody's so excited about this new guy that's going to change this shit or whatever. Again, all of the advertising changed immediately from fear porn and all of this. You're gonna die from. We gotta flatten the curve. It's at 2%, so people are passing out in the street, and there's truckloads of bodies. Boy, it's scary. But then
Yeah.
it turned into a complete contradiction where okay, it's 10%, So you're fetishizing the numbers, but you can open up the schools so there's all this contradiction built in. It's got people all kind of in a state of mesmerism, and
Yeah.
the propaganda really starts to set in. It really is a propaganda, and the repeating and the repeating and repeating. And so now I'm more out and about, and I'm listening. They don't say anything except what is coming out of the screens. They can't hold any kind of conversation. It's the creepiest shit I'm in a really unique position because I haven't watched none of that Donald Duck speeches. I didn't follow any of the political stuff. I'm just watching what people are
Yeah.
doing.
I mean, you talk to a lot of people, I guess. I mean,
No,
I don't
no,
really.
I'm just overhearing. I'm just, it's elbows to assholes with people who are like in a hyper state of
Yeah,
panic,
just
fear,
looking.
and confusion, right? And they're
Yeah,
all saying the same.
deploy
It
them.
used to be like this anyway. So the point is, huh?
Deploy them.
Yeah,
Just deploy.
the goy, but it's not just. Here's the crazy thing: it's the plainclothes Jews too, and it's the rich, and it's the rich people too. So the rich people, like
Yeah,
the amounts of wealth that are just like fucking, just the worst behaved people ever, and they have children, and those
yeah,
children are fucking brats. All of
yeah.
them are so proud to be the first in line. Apparently there's a pecking order to receive your quote unquote shot of hope. Okay, that's what they
Uh,
fucking call it, a shot of
oh,
hope.
nice.
They call it a shot of hope.
Oh, that
So
sounds
the
good.
so so the first
Maybe
not
I'll.
good. It's it's very it's
I
very
see. I'm thinking that they're gonna they're gonna start making the employers, you know,
yeah, make it mandatory.
mandatory, and
That's
that's
one way. That's
gonna
one way to control the economy.
yeah, that'll definitely control the economy, like hard, you know.
And also it's not going to have an immediate effect on everybody, but the weakest people, the ones who have been cu- putting this fucking putting this gel on their fucking hands for every single day, covering their hands in plastic, covering their mouth. So now I got to not getting any sunshine for the entire spring and the entire summer, sitting in front of the television drinking like you know way too much alcohol, way too much chips and
Yeah.
snacks, getting delivery food. There's so much food porn for delivery,
Oh, shy.
and everything is an
Easy.
app. Everything's an app. So you just have everything delivered to your house. There's all these other sort of like
Right. So
little
now app.
details, but the point is, people
Uh,
have been weakening themselves with
uh,
stress. They're not working. They have to sit with themselves and their shitty family, and they can't go run to the gym. They can't fuck their prostitutes. They can't fucking cheat on. They have to sit in the shit that they created. It's almost
really.
brilliant. And now there's this propaganda that says basically it's suggesting everything's going to be okay because
Biden's.
Barack Obama's vice president is now president, and everybody, all the gay people who have the worst immune systems, they have no fucking, they're so fucking proud. and they're the first ones to get in line. They're fighting to be the first in line.
Yeah.
And they've been butt fucking and drinking, and it's just so they're just all gonna die. And it's because they're fighting to get in line. They're fighting for their right to be first in line, and it's not just them. I would think, and so if you're overweight, if you're I think if you have a mental disability, if you're a pregnant woman, if you're elderly, you're the first in line to get this reward, you know. and and
Yeah,
then
I'm
and
all
then
for it.
the rich people are lucky because they have a little loophole where they can get in the front. They're boasting about how they were able to cut in line. So it's like, what? And then you push this other propaganda angle, which is like, oh, there's a shortage. because of the snow. We just can't. We can get the chips to you. We can get the soda to you. We can get the beer to you because of the snowstorm, but
Yeah.
we just can't get these little vials of hope. We just can't get these little
So,
vials of hope to you.
well,
And
what is Bill Gates going to do with the rich kids though? Is he going to kill them or is he going to keep them? Like
well,
he's going to have them like all like move to Manhattan like and
yes,
buy stuff and then
yes,
kill them all.
yes. So this is the denouement, as the French would
Yeah.
say.
So get all their money in real estate and then wipe them out. And then
No. You wipe out the weak ones. You wipe out the weak ones, but the young ones, the young privileged brats, are going to survive. Plus, they have
but it's
money and credit. They have money and credit.
it's the same shot or no?
No, but they'll be able to survive the shot. It's the weak ones that won't
So
survive the shot.
Right,
So
it's the same shot.
it's the
just
same
like
shot.
right.
It's the
So they're
same
just
shot
going
because
to
that's
give
the
you the
easiest thing.
virus. They're just going to give you the virus and see who fucking survives the virus.
But I don't think there's a virus. I think it's just a poison because the mark of the Jesuit is poison. It's always poisoning. And just like the poison in the chips
Or
and the
slow.
natural flavors and the
It's slow poison.
pesticides. Yeah, slow poison. So it's a what they're doing now, I think, is like they keep saying, we're winning the fight by wearing masks. So make sure you keep getting tested, even if you don't have symptoms. Keep getting tested often. They're really pushing like even if you get a negative, keep testing until you get a positive.
Yeah.
It's like, and they say there's no such thing as a false negative, or they say there's no such thing as a false positive. They say, but there's so many false negatives, so they just want their cake and eat it too.
Right.
But people are so confused; they're overwhelmed by all the alternating contradiction that they're just so demoralized, and they're like, I just want it to be over. And so
good for them.
So what do? You call the herd. You're killing the weakest ones, and then the youngest ones who survive the slow poisoning because they're affluent or whatever. The good workers, the healthy body people will survive the poisoning, and they become the new economy in this empty. The city's completely fucking empty, and so you move the rich brats in. You let them, that's easy with propaganda. Move to New York. Now's your opportunity to live the dream. Be strong. The new green economy. I can see it. There's going to be a new works program, and everyone goes off the unemployment at the same fucking time, March 20th or something like that, because everything started on March 20th 1 year ago. Everyone's looking to March 20th, panicking because everyone's on fucking unemployment. Nobody has any jobs. So they're going to be like, you want to set up a new unemployment claim? You got you got to volunteer your thing if you want to eat. You know what I mean? People are desperate to work, and then the other ones moved out. Then you get these young brats come in. You turn the economy on, and the whole thing is based on this new technology, which is a blockchain, which Bitcoin. That's how you. Pornography and currency is how you reset a system, and then you build the railroad, and then you have the empty city, and then you fill her up. The end. Well, so I think that's what happened to France, and that's why they're a bunch of fucking snotty, rude, perverted, butt fucking Jews in disguise.
Look at all the empty cities around the world that are just waiting, like that one.
Yeah. So it's a worldwide economy. You're flattening the curve, right? You're putting everyone on the same economy, and the universal basic everyone's got an online account to get their benefits now, and so it turns into a universal basic income. They keep repeating the same. It's like $1,200 a month. It across countries. Like in Japan, they get the same propaganda. The problem is Japanese. I
don't hear it.
Oh well, I got a direct line. The Japanese people.
No, but like anything that you're saying about any of this, I don't see any of that propaganda anywhere.
Well, because you're not squeezed in.
Well,
just like I'm not seeing donkeys. I'm not seeing donkeys and goats.
Well, yeah, I think it's just like he got a higher volume of of people to target over there. So
It's super concentrated for sure.
concentrate your advertising dollars in the higher populated
Sure,
area.
sure. But
That's all it is advertisement.
and it's an economic engine. I mean, these cities.
I mean, however they want to wipe the people out is fine with me. I
Yeah,
just don't want to force the inoculation, because
oh,
then
they're not
it's
gonna force it. That's
well,
the whole
right.
thing. They can't.
Smart people aren't going to get it, so they're going to survive.
So
Uh,
that's the
the
that's
dumb
the
ones,
game.
the dumb weak ones will still survive, but they're
They'll
useful.
work and they'll
Yeah,
spend money.
they're useful idiots.
Yeah. So it's a
So,
win-win situation for if you can keep if you can alienate through social pressure,
well, yeah,
you can alienate
divide,
the intelligent
divide
people,
everyone. Yeah.
then it's good. And if you can keep the pitchforks and the angry people away, you just cordon them off, so you create this racial confusion, and you head these movements, and then you create these little valves for pressure release, like whatever that Q thing was, BLM, and so you create all these artificial movements for the angry people to siphon off that
Yeah.
that charge and discharge, so
Yeah.
that they don't fucking burn the city down, and then you blame all of the problem on a straw man,
Just a
like,
controlled burn.
yeah, like a orange clown, to redirect the rodeo, to redirect the bull down at the financial in the
Yeah.
financial market, and you forced these cultural identities into accepting like these prepackaged egos, meaning isolate. You say we're all one, each group, to make them a victim, and then you anger them, but you keep their anger contained in certain areas, and everybody sits on their ass, drinks too much, watches the screens, ingests the entertainment. you do
Nice
the
car.
you do
Yeah.
the do, and then you send a bunch of fucking rodeo clowns into attack Washington D.C. and this kind of shit, and then you just like, nah, yeah, whatever, I'm out of here. I'm out. Like, I was in Union Square yesterday. This poor fucker was selling fuck Trump hoodies. And
Oh,
he's got too many. His inventory is just
yeah.
too well stocked. Nobody's
Nobody
buying those
cares.
things.
Nobody
Nobody's
gives a
buying them.
fuck. Yeah.
It's all gone. And all the advertising, also the Google search is completely changed, where you ask Jeeves something, you can't find any good information on anything. Like, if you want to, come up with a holistic remedy of how to treat your asthma, good fucking luck.
Yeah, as
Just
fuck
take
you.
take your shot of hope. So this is it, man. You out with the old and in with the new. And
Well,
I'm
but
you
that's just what you're talking about, though. It's just that fucking forward progression, or the
that's all it is.
appearance of a forward progression that keeps time moving. When, like, if
Yep.
they didn't have these events to drive current around,
Yep.
they wouldn't have, like, such a strong illusion of time to
Yep.
wrap around us.
That's
So
it. So that was the Retardica Corner. Retardica
yeah,
Corner.
no, you really summed it all up there.
Yep, that'll get my dick sucked. I mean, ladies love that kind of talk.
Feels like Groundhog's Day over here.
Oh,
Like the same old story, and,
yes.
and like what you were saying about what I was saying, and what we were both really saying is the same as what this guy was saying, and
Mm-hmm.
it's like this was a long time ago, and this guy was fucking French or from France.
Mm-hmm.
he probably was one of those guys hiding his nose under a mask.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's definitely semantics going on.
Some antics. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah.
I think we're
hot on the trail.
we're kind of getting like caught up in like, you know, we're just so deep in illusions upon illusions that, you know, again, I'm really having a hard time knowing for certain that time is even real, and that I don't think that we always had days and nights. I think this division really
Yes.
just came to control
Yes.
the movement of people.
Yes. A day and a night is one thing.
No, I don't think. I'm saying like the sun is an artificial thing that they put in the sky to illuminate and to shed light, so work can be done, and like they could organize the labor, and they could see the dark, you know, the dark side of the cave.
Who, the large-nosed ones?
Well, I think humanity did this at one time.
Yes.
And then we were put under a spell.
Yes. We were put under the law, which is the magic. The sin and the law are the same thing.
Well,
you're living in the world. If you follow the law, which everyone follows the law, they think there's nothing else. You're born into it.
Right.
You're
what
sold
is the law?
into the slavery by the ones, your parents or whatever, right? All that stuff.
The law is the rule.
That's the sin.
But what's the rule?
So you're born into sin, meaning you're born into law. It's one and the same.
Medicine, the middle.
Medicine. Yeah. You're born in the middle of the shit show.
Stuck in the middle with you. But what's the middle? The middle is the gut, the intestine, right? The fucking the tract, the track. You know, so it's like.
So the middle. Hang on now.
You could read tracks just like you could read books. Like you could read the land, you could read, you know, nature, just like you could read poetry. You know.
I used to be able to read my palm, but.
Well, what I'm saying is that we don't know how big we are. Okay, so like the law is the rule. All right, so the rule is the measure. What is the true measure of our being? How big are we? What is our scale? Are we gods? Are we giants? Or are we fucking dwarfs? Are we fucking bacteria? You know, where are we in this scale of things?
So you need a point of reference.
Well, but right, there is no point, and that's the period.
Right. That's
the period is the point, and this is all about the righting and the righting of the wrongs. Okay, so like what I'm getting at is we were put here by you know, men of like ourselves.
Yeah.
Right? But we're
like you and me.
we are being on parole, right? Like we're being sentenced. Okay.
Yeah,
so
we're
language. We have right. So like parole, the word parole. Let me see if I can find it real quick before I lose my train of thought.
My parole necklace.
Parole. The word parole means speech in French, I believe.
These French, we're hitting something, man.
So like now we were put here, right? Because like before there was darkness, right? So then
Yes.
But this is all the fucking bullshit story, right? It's all just the
Yeah,
backfill.
but it's the story. It's still story. So it's legit
Right,
as a story.
because our minds were wiped, right? Our minds were wiped like how we wipe our asses. They wiped our minds. So we were
it,
put here
it
like
wouldn't be a
children.
good
Like
story without a
we're
bunghole.
all we're all just like wards of the state. So they threw us in
Yep.
here. They got the searchlight out or the flashlight out so they could fucking examine us. At least a few hours out of the day or a few hours, whatever the fucking
Increment.
cycle or increment is, right? So
Yeah.
like the doctor is checking in on his patients, and that's like
Yes.
in the light, like how you go to the doctor and it's like open your fucking tongue, stick out your fucking tongue, say here, fucking wait for my fucking dick.
It reminds me of
And
the
then it's like you
Men
get the
in
light
Black with
with
the
your fucking
flashy
eye.
thing.
Yeah, follow the fucking light with your eyes, and that's
Yeah.
what it is, right? So like we all were all, like we just lost our I don't know, we lost our way. So they fucking put us here as some sort of
Domesticated animal.
what's the word? Not redemption or what's the other word? Repent. To repent for our sins.
Well, to repent just means to analyze yourself. So it just means to look like
Yeah,
call
so
yourself out on your own bullshit.
it's a self-reflection. So like,
So
like
that's what this
we're
is
all,
right now.
well, like
Thi-
we're not like trapped, right? So like we always had the key. We're allowed to leave. Like we
the
signed
moon
ourselves,
key.
right?
The
Well,
moon key.
right. The winged monkey,
Mhm.
So like if you get into the Indian fucking mythology,
Mhm.
but yeah,
More
so it's like
stories on top of
we're
stories, yeah.
we're able to leave whenever we want,
Yep.
when we feel that when we're ready. But
Yeah.
only you're gonna know when you're fucking when you're healed.
I've had enough.
Well, I mean it gets deep, So
It's cold
that's
too.
why I think like the whole eye in the sky, and the whole
Mhm. I like it,
fuck.
Mumbles. I like what we're doing here.
Yeah, we're on to something.
We're we're on to almost season 3.
Almost. We only
Maybe
put in. How many episodes is this?
I don't know. Are you keeping
5,
track?
6 or 7, maybe.
I don't know. I mean, who's counting?
I think this is going to be 7.
No kidding.
Yeah, I think this is 7.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Well,
How quickly time passes.
so how about speaking of time in 144, how
Well,
about
time passes like gas.
and if you keep your butt cheeks closed, you can't
Yeah.
stop time. It's going to hurt.
Right.
Hold your horses.
Okay.
So, all right, I'm going to have to break out of here. Here's my request. Since we have to limit this because I have to go
Grease an asshole.
well, I've been promoted. Well, I won't say I was promoted, but I'll say I took on a new line of work that
Oh yeah.
involves less assholes, but more exposure to you. Speaking of Moonkey, like 12 Monkeys, right?
Yeah.
Bruce Willis, they put him in the spacesuit to go out into the I think a virus took over the city, right? And the
Yeah.
animals are running around. He's got to go collect. I can't remember how it goes. And Brad Pitt's doing backflips, acting retarded, talking about
Yeah.
a moon key and all that. I'm feeling like so Bruce Willis is a prisoner, I think, and they used him to go out. And anyway, you're talking about being imprisoned in sin,
Yeah.
and that's what I've been. I'm just a prisoner who's being sent out into the city to collect some kind of data.
Well, here's something that you could do that helps that I find. Trust me, I've been doing it for a while. When you get to where you're going,
Mm.
uh, just take off your shoes and your socks and bare feet, and just make fists with your toes. Carpet.
Ground myself. Yes.
Yeah, fists with your toes.
Yes.
Fist with your toes.
Fist her with my toes. Fist her with my toes. Roz. 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 Bam, ba-da, ba-da. Bam, 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 bam. Fist with my toes. Fist with
Yeah.
my toes.
Let me see.
Oh, my request. It was lost.
Yeah,
Now,
what's your
now that you're focusing, now that you're fully
your
winded,
now that you
now,
got
now that you've
relaxed with your
now
toes
now that
carpeting.
now that you've cured your asthma,
Yes.
let's keep this episode at real speed because it's only going to be about an hour and a half anyway.
You think?
And I think it's easier to listen to, and I think there's valuable information for the investors. And we,
All right. I mean, if
what do you
want-
think?
I mean, I'm gonna play it back when I listen to it at double speed anyway.
Well, you do that, but I think for the people, I like regular speed for these shorter episodes. So we can
Can
enjoy
it
all the. What's that?
Can you just play yours at half speed then?
I did, but then it goes mumbles and then it dark,
Oh yeah,
it has a lag.
sounds quite the original.
Maybe to you with
Let me.
your medieval medicine.
I found it. Found it.
Yeah, because I like to pick up on, I like to relive these moments and the subtleties, and the often there's misunderstandings, especially on my end, that I go, oh, that's what he meant.
What? What's who? What?
Who?
Man?
What? When I re-listened to the episodes of the Breaking Winds, the last one was real. I was really enjoying that last one, man. Usually I'll burn out after about 15 minutes and come back at a Breaking Wind from a different angle. But the last one I've listened to a few times. It was a real knee slapper.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, what's are you jacking off right now? Are you just like
No, really.
you playing with my hole?
Yeah. No, I just got sidetracked making fist with my toes. Carpet.
Well,
For any hard fans out there.
we've done our part for humanity. There's
Oh
no.
no, I'm glad you're satisfied with yourself.
Me too. Finally, it's a
I
real
hope you
privilege.
I hope you got it out. Yeah, I hope you got something out of your system today.
Did it? Was it that bad?
No, it seemed pretty good. I know there's
I don't want to listen
there's
to
a
it
lot
again.
I know there's a lot of spots where I
You bailed?
no. I know there's a lot we could extrapolate, but
Yeah, well,
being the hour of the day,
the Reaper's upon me.
yeah. Fuck. Yeah. Who knows what awaits you? You still haven't heard mystery. You're gonna go crush grapes or something, you said?
With my toes.
Yeah.
Fists with my toes. Fists with my toes. Fists with my toes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's good for you.
Well, I learned from the best.
Craig, fist.
Craig Fist, fist,
Yeah.
semicolon, fist. Craig, fist. Craig, fist. Craig, fist.
All right, so you got a bail? Is that the
I gotta bail.
gist of it?
I need the
All
bailiff to
right,
come and pull me off.
all right. We'll
Bull
call Ball.
Bull's gonna pull me off Roz's ass.
Ra's all Gould.
Man, this was a highly
All right.
concentrated fun time. I didn't think
Yeah.
I had it in me. Thanks, bud. What are you doing with the rest of the day?
You. What am I doing?
Yeah, what do you Never mind.
I got this Kandinsky book I'm gonna read.
Oh, don't read it. Just look at the pictures.
Yeah.